A Canadian senator is making it his personal mission to curb alcohol use in this country. Quebec's Patrick Brazeau is a recovering alcoholic. He introduced a bill that would require alcohol containers to have health warning labels. Brazeau's bill will likely face pushback from the liquor lobby. It recently forced the federal government to retreat from a planned increase of the alcohol excise tax. And Senator Patrick Brazeau joins us now from Montreal. Thank you for being here, Senator. Let's start with why you decided to introduce Bill S-254, this bill to put warning labels on alcohol.
Well, good evening, Dwight. Well, essentially, the reason I introduced Bill S-254 was essentially because those who know me know that I have struggled with alcohol for several years, and it led me to, unfortunately, to two suicide attempts. And so not long after I came out of that, I started doing my own research with respect to alcohol and found myself to be in the 75% of Canadians who are not aware that the consumption of alcohol could lead to up to 7 fatal cancers. And so I thought that given the fact that not too many Canadians are aware of this, that we should start informing Canadians. And so in the name of health information and Canadian consumers' right to know this information, this is why I introduced this bill, so that hopefully all Canadians would be aware that consumption of alcohol could cause cancer.
I mean, talk to us about what you think needs to change in Canadians' relationship with alcohol.
Well, look, alcohol has been widely accepted, socially accepted since essentially the beginning of time. But having said that, and we know that 80% of Canadians do consume alcohol, and so this bill is not about telling Canadians what they should or should not do. Rather, it's about providing them the health information that the alcohol industry should not keep Canadians in the closet about, because their product does cause cancer. And so it's difficult to go toe-to-toe with the alcohol industry when they have many resources, human and financial resources, and and many times they also provide assistance to many elected officials. And so this is why, given the fact that the alcohol industry has not provided labels for the rights of consumers, then it should be up to governments.
I mean, there are rules around alcohol advertising. You can't really see anybody drink on TV, things like that. But, we do have this thing called the sin tax in this country, and a lot of that money from alcohol and tobacco goes into paying for things like our healthcare system. So what challenges are you expecting to face as this bill makes its way through Parliament?
Well, this bill is strictly, and I tried to keep it simple, it's strictly about the causal link between alcohol consumption and cancer. And so we didn't look, my office didn't look at all the social impacts, the impacts on our legal system, and the total cost of healthcare, which probably surmounts what alcohol brings in terms of resources for provincial and the federal government. And so this perhaps is a conversation that might be held at a later date, but for now, it's all about the causal link between alcohol consumption and cancer, and Canadian consumers' right to know this information.
It is a carcinogen, we do know that. What are you hoping comes out of this bill, Senator, in the end?
Well, look, what I'm hoping is that, I would like for at least this bill to see the light of day in a committee, in a Senate committee, because the Senate is known to have some wonderful studies. We had a wonderful Kirby mental health report in the early 2000s. So this would be a good opportunity for the Senate to show what they're made of, and to take an issue where elected officials are not necessarily interested because of the pushback from the alcohol lobby, to provide this health information to Canadians. And so, whether we're for this bill or against this bill, let's get it to committee so that the real experts, not the alcohol lobby, but the real medical experts, could come and testify with respect to how bad alcohol is on our society. And what I'm hoping is to at least start this conversation, because we have to stop pretending that this poison is good for us. It isn't.